So before we take our motivational quote of the day, two of my co-hosts are here with me in the persons of Miss Miriam Abnadidi and Mr. Clement Yaban to expatiate on the depth of the quote. So let's have our quote for the day. Our quote for the day says, "Believe you can and you are halfway there." This is by Theodore Roosevelt. And all this quote is trying to tell us is that when there is anything we need to achieve, mentally preparing ourselves, mentally psyching up ourselves is even a step already prepared for us. So once you have something there you need to achieve and you tell yourself, I can't do it, you're already mentally there. And that's what's going to help you to achieve whatever it is you are going to achieve. If you tell yourself you can't, of course, you're not going to be able to. And that is something that we need to desist from, those negative mentalities. We need to be able to believe in ourselves, to be able to do whatever it is we put our minds to. So yes, Miriam and Clement, what else do you have to add to this quote?
So, Yara, once again, good morning to viewers.
Good morning.
And you guys are looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miriam, dear, Charlie.
Lady in
So,
red, yes.
exactly. And I'm wondering why she's in this, because
I'll explain.
you explained later. Okay, that's good. So, before I talk about the quotes, people might ask who is Roosevelt, who is he? And you see, I got to understand that Roosevelt was known for his robust advocacy for perseverance. He was in perseverance and also positive mindset, which he demonstrated throughout his life, because in his childhood he was battling with illness, sickness, and he was able to overcome this, and he became a great politician and a reformer. So as a result of that, he believes in what? Positivity. That is why he came out with a quote that I believe is halfway.
Yeah, believe you can and you are halfway
You are halfway there. And you see, let me not go further, but let me just link you to the Bible scriptures. Is it me? So Yankupon ka bibi o Bible mo. Now Jesus say, he said, just believe in him. Okay, let me just see the common scripture, John 3:16.
Yeah.
He said, for whoever believes in him will not what? Perish, but what? Have everlasting life.
So I
it
think
means
there's even another scripture, I can do all things
through Christ.
who strengthens me.
Yes. So the word believe is a word that you can't take it off in your life. And I'm reading a book known as The Lens of Paul, written by Apostle Joseph and Prophet Stephen Yankee. There is a chapter in it known as Believe, the Magic Word. Believe is the magic word. So to this morning, we want believers. So we want viewers. Yes, it's normal because of the exactly. So we want viewers to understand that believe is the magic word. The only thing you need to have is just believe in yourself. Believe you can do it, and set your mind for it, and you are halfway through. Yes, that's the only thing I would say.
So I would also like to add the fact that being confident in yourself is also a step of achieving your goals. When it comes to becoming successful, you need to persevere, you need to fight, you need to strive and make sure that that goal you have in front of you is achieved. And so this morning we are just encouraging our viewers that they should believe in themselves. There was this time I visited a friend and I was given a food, a meal actually. It was like everything I wanted, my favorite, but it was a lot. And that house, you don't,
you reject food.
You have to eat everything. So I believed in myself.
You can do it.
In my tummy, that this food is
You
going
have the
to
capacity, yes.
And by the time I realized, I was done.
Clear the place.
Halfway through.
So because I believed in my abilities, I was able to, finish that. And so this morning, this is just something to spice our motivation up for you.
Yeah, so to cap this quote off, I remember, I don't know if it was a preaching, I remember listening to something about apex predators like the tigers and the lions. They are able to attack animals about 3 times their size because they have that mental note that this is prey. I have to catch it and eat it. So they are able to attack these kinds of animals that are 2 or 3 times their size and, conquer them and kill them. So yes, as you go about your day to day, whatever it is that you set your mind to achieve, just believe in yourself that you can achieve it and you are already halfway there, as Theodore Roosevelt said. I hope you are inspired by this quote. Share it with somebody. Send your thoughts to our WhatsApp number or to our live stream and we will read it here. Up next is our online and newspaper review with my co-host as usual. We'll be right back.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
Tell them what happened.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
Yeah, welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we're about to have our online and newspaper review with two of my co-hosts, as you already know, in the persons of Miss Miriam Abnadidi and Mr. Clement Yabankwe. Hello, motivational speakers. Yes, good morning once again.
Good morning.
How are we doing? How are we doing?
We are doing so well. I mean, we are fortunate to be starting a new month.
Yeah.
in a new week. On the first day of Crocodile, which is a Tuesday. And I have to say, it's just really just feeling, grateful to God for everything He's done for us. I mean, reflecting on the past 9 months that we've been in existence in 2024, we all know how tough this year has been, but God has kept us and He's taken us through. And we are hoping that, the rest of the months ahead, all the ER months are going to end well. So that's how I feel.
Thank you.
Okay. I feel good. I must say I feel good because we started the year with a lot of people, and this is the 10th month, as you said earlier, and God has been so good. If viewers would recall the music we played earlier before the start of the show, the gospel singer said, God is my defender and He is the one I depend on. So for January to September, He has been our defender. He has been the one you've been depending on. And one thing I love about the music was that they were saluting God. It was like, yes, sir. So the only thing I and Clock TV want to say is we want to salute God for what He has done. But Yaira, let me say a little bit about the month of October. You see, the month of October, as we know, is a 10th month. And the number 10 represents a lot when you go into the numerical world. But away from that, let's just get a bit history about October. The month of October actually came from a Latin word known as the octo. And in the olden days, around 713 BC, in the Roman calendar, the month October was the 8th month before the king introduced the January and February, where it shifts October to the 10th month as we actually know. And in those days, the October used to be the harvest month, a month of harvest, a month of bountiful season. So you don't be surprised that this October we find ourselves, a lot of churches will be using the season of harvest as their month, the theme for the month, that kind of cycle. So October has been one of the nice months that you can talk of. In as much as I'm not October born, but I'm so proud. I'm so proud of that.
Maybe he knows someone who's an October born.
I have no idea about that.
So we already have a comment from our very own Obiba Wilson, and he says, "Good morning, Yaira. Please, how are you doing this morning? I'm very well, thank you, and I hope you are too. I wish you all a happy new month and hashtag Breast Cancer Awareness Month." Yes. So yes, October, we know we have this month as our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Clock TV, of course, will not be excluded from breast cancer awareness. We will be having conversations on breast cancer for both men and women, preventive measures, symptoms, everything related to breast cancer awareness. So, of course, stay tuned. Along the line, in the show, Miriam and her guest will be talking about fitness, exercise. So maybe you see Miriam exercising or wearing some, workout gear.
They can't miss this because, it is going to be fireworks in the studio this
I think
morning.
it's all in relation to the Breast Cancer Awareness Month because it's exercise, so it's all in relation to that.
Yes, just as your health.
Viewers should watch so that they'll know how they would practice it on their various partners.
And then also Clement will be bringing us the world of business news from there. And of course, on the main segment, we'll be discussing the impact of IT on business growth. So stay tuned. Now, we also have more comments. So Biba Wilson again says, Mimi, you cheated on Mimi. She said she's done with you. And then D&J Ventures also says, good morning. Good morning to you all. Thank you for your comments. And we hope to receive more. So yes, trending news. What is trending?
Yeah.
It is well.
It is well. Today I have two sad news. The first is about the Obuiri girl's headmistress who lost her life whilst performing her duty in Italy. It's so sad. And we say, may her soul rest in perfect peace. And then the other one happens to be a student of UDS who was found dead. That was somewhere September 25th. And when you go through the background of the story, you get to understand that he said he went out to watch football, and they announced that his motorbike and his phones they can't identify any of them. So they tried searching around for them to know that he's dead, and he was stabbed. He was stabbed for so many times, and the family says no. They demand justice.
Yeah.
Yes, from the police, and the school authorities are also not resting on the matter. They are also putting measures in place to make sure that the culprit is dealt with. So these are the two sad stories I have this morning.
Well, let me stay on the second story and just see something small. You know, when it comes to universities, our freedoms are, given to us. We are not restricted to go anywhere because we are seen as adults.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, I don't know the time as at when he went out to watch the football, but I just want to, admonish all university students watching us that they need to be very careful.
Sure.
They need to at least inform one or two people where they are going to, their whereabouts, and they shouldn't also walk alone for security reasons. Because mostly these football matches are played late in the evening, right? And it is unfortunate that our brother found himself in such a situation. It is very sad. I also have some interesting stories here. And the first one has to do with the Electoral Commission is set to address concerns with the voters' register, presentation to political parties today. So we are expecting that meeting will go on today. EC is set to meet the political parties and present the voter registration.
Is it the revised one or the...
I'm hoping it's the revised, because if it is not, I don't think the National Democratic Congress will smile at that.
Yeah.
We also have a form of debate that, sprang up in the course of the week between nurses and teachers.
Okay.
So they had this kind of, how do I put it, a debate that some are saying to be a nurse is far better than being a teacher. Others are also saying to be a teacher is far better than being a nurse.
This debate we had in
primary school.
And I'm surprised it is coming back again. Well, I will always side with the teachers, because without a teacher, who is a nurse? Who is a lawyer? Who is a doctor?
Because even the nurse has to double up as a teacher to teach more nurses. That debate has been... We've finished it.
We've used our
by the help of...
Yeah. So I also saw a video circulating on social media, a lady holding 2 different bottles of water.
Okay.
And one is a Ghanaian-made bottle of water, and then one is imported. And that bottle of water goes... So the imported one, Evian, it goes for 13 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
When our very own goes for about 1 cedi, between 1 cedi and 3 cedis, yes. So she was asking that, are we sure we can be buying that if our water bodies are all polluted?
Wow.
And then there were also comments on that we may think that we can import water to drink, but our foodstuff grown here may be grown with, mercury or all these mineral-infested water.
Sure.
So even after going to drink your imported water that you can afford, you're going to be eating food that is infected or infested with all kinds of minerals from the galamsey. And if the galamsey is not checked or stopped for our water bodies to heal and things like this, we won't have drinking water, we won't have bathing water, we won't have cooking water. Even rainwater is not going to be usable, because if you remember the hydrological cycle, it is the same water we have here that evaporates, all of that. So there is literally almost no way out if we don't check the issue of galamsey in the country.
And I was surprised, perplexed. I mean,
dumbfounded,
flabbergasted when a minister or an MP
don't mention the name. Just
an MP stood on a stage and said, we will not stop galamsey today or tomorrow. There is a difference between mining in the forest and mining near water bodies. I was shocked when I heard such a comment from a highly esteemed, renowned individual in our society.
You know the worst part of all of that? The fact that these rivers, do they take their source from Volta or they drain into Volta? One of them. the Volta River does not have a lot of galamsey going on around it, but it is seeping into it. And we have almost all our rivers already, the tributaries and things are already polluted. We are left with the Volta River. And even we have pharmaceutical companies saying that by, I think, 2030, Ghana may have to import water to be able to produce medicines. And then I was also watching, I think my cousin was watching an interview, and then they said something about the lady who being interviewed was saying you can't stop what the people want. And it begs the question, do we honestly think people want to risk their lives and their health for jobs that, like jobs like this galamsey, there was an alternative? Because if there wasn't an alternative, then you find them there. But if there were other jobs that would bring them a source of income, people would not risk their lives and be sacrificing babies and things just to be able to do this galamsey.
It is just the love,
and even the mining,
the love for luxury things, money, and also we not being sensitive about issues like this. Because I mean, it is not for anything that we keep talking about galamsey. Let's stop illegal mining. It is the devastating state of our water bodies that is driving all of us to talk about it. So I find it surprising when I see, big people like this. If you not say anything, just keep quiet.
Just keep quiet.
But then your silence is as good as saying something.
Because people recently we had the Ghana Journalism Awards or something, and the president was a guest speaker for the awards, and then apparently there's a video circulating that the GJA president made a comment about galamsey, and the president was not happy. So when he went to sit by the president, he was
the body language
was bashing him and all that. I mean, and people also said when the president was given the platform, he didn't say anything about it. What do you want people to think?
But you see.
And the worst part is the brutalization of the protesters. Innocent protesters have been put in jail for over 7 days now. And, they are also, I think there's also another protest being planned for, I think, October 4th and 5th or so, because we need to stand up. Something needs to be done.
Is it this galamsey issue?
I think we have a story to even discuss.
I saw one funny thing online. The person said, we have 3 minerals in Ghana. We have gold, we have bauxite, and the new one is the granite soup. So I wanted to know the kind of granite soup, and the person was like, that's the polluted water bodies. And it's like...
all you need is your fufu.
Exactly.
Just by the river.
But you get different children and things. Okay, so let's go quickly into the stories. But before that, we have comments. So Obiba again, our very own, says, I am an October born and I'm grateful to God for his sustaining grace.
When is your birthday, Obiba? So that
see me.
We'll buy you cupcakes. Then we also have Rose Entertainment says, good morning to you all and your Cocoa Digest team. Good morning to you too. Thank you for your comments. So yes, let's go quickly into the newspapers. Today we are back to hardcore.
Yes, today we are taking a new fold. Today is 1st October. Yes. So let's give you something different.
Oh, okay.
So this is the graphic business, and on the front page of graphic business, it says sowing NPL, that is non-performing loans, threaten banking sector. So this is the story on the front page. When you say NPL or non-performing loans, they are the loans banks give, and after giving such loans, they are unable to recoup it back. So some of them ends up being bad debts. They have to write it off. So that is the issue they are talking about, that it has really gone up from 24.3%. It was, 4.3%. It is now 24.3%. So cumulatively, the sector recorded a 24.3% in LPLS in August of this year, up from the 20% it's recorded in the same period in 2023. So for instance, out of every 1,000 Ghana cedis released by the banks as loan, about 250 Ghana cedis is declared as non-performing. Non-performing. So you can see the banking sector today are losing such an amount of money. And I would say I won't blame the borrowers, because
blame them small.
Yeah,
you know yourself.
Well,
some people do not take, loans of their size.
So no, Mimi, let's get certain things said. In reality, it is the standard or factors of production. Assuming I'm a manufacturing company, I think we have a story about tariff, because one of the major causes they spoke about is the increasing tariff that we have. High cost of electricity, water. So if a manufacturing company goes for a loan to produce an item, and now he's supposed to pay a lot on fixed cost alone, ask yourself, at the end of the day, he's supposed to put this cost on the item he's going to sell. So the cost per item for we consumer is going to be very high. And since he doesn't want to do that, he tries to break even. And doing that, he's not able to recoup his money back. And he ran at a loss.
They should also do their feasibility tests or analysis before they go in for the money.
But I think you're being too harsh on them people, because the way our system has become
high taxes,
right? So by the time the money is even sort of, maybe it's even a form of capital, you may not get your ROI. And that's what Clement is saying. So even after doing your feasibility studies, you think it will work out?
I think it will work out.
I have a small business, right? Now, anytime I'm going to get supplies, I don't budget. Because if I go today, next week, if I go again, the prices are different.
Exactly.
So if I bought 500 CDs from the bank today and I was able to get maybe 10 items, when I go next week, I may just be able to get 5 items. If you don't, so maybe the only time I would agree with Mimi would be you need to foreshadow that, okay, the way things are, if I could use 500 for 10 things, I'm likely to use 500 for 5 things and this time. So, you know, work around it. But then also you need the things. Then it means that you are not able to pay back. That is the problem too.
It is well.
Well, let's take some comments here. We have John Barting. He says, good morning, Coco Digest. Good morning, Ghana. Good morning to you too. Big family audience says, good morning, Yaira. You're all looking beautiful today. Then Godfred Adam says, creating jobs for the Galamsey workers will go a long way to curb the rate of it.
And you think,
absolutely agree with you.
I don't agree with you, Godfred. You think they will stop?
Yes, maybe they will stop,
if
because
a lucrative enough job.
No, Yaira, the whole issue is, Yaira said something about Galamsey that the reason why they are doing that is because there's no job. Seriously, I have been to some Galamsey community and you could see that these young people, it's not like they love doing the work. There's no work.
This is a job where you might even lose your life. You don't know
there's
when
no work.
You go to work and you never come back. The exposure to these chemicals is affecting their health. They know. They are very much aware. But we will get there.
Yes,
that's conversation. I think we need a day on Coco Digest where we just vent. So yes, Mimi, what do you also have for us?
Okay, so I have today's daily graphic. Viewers should forgive me for my voice. I have, some...
You chewed a frog.
So I have today's daily graphic with me, and on the front page we have some stories making headlines. Ireland promises to audit mining licenses. Springfield secures rig to appraise if Afina, oil field. We also have NDC launches women's manifesto and also gets license or shut down. This is from the trade minister as he directs cement producers, and that is our story for this morning. Now, the Minister of Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, has directed cement manufacturers to secure license or halt production immediately. The minister issued the directive last Tuesday to the Cement Manufacturing Development Committee set up last year to regulate the industry for prompt enforcement. The directive follows the coming into force of the Ghana Standards Authority Manufacturer of Cement Regulations 2023 LI 2480, which mandates existing companies to re-register and secure a license and prohibits new factories without a license from operating. Now, throwing light on the new regime, the Director General of the GSA, Professor Alex Dodu, who chairs the CMDC, told the Daily Graphic that per the regulation, all the cement manufacturing companies in production without a license were doing so illegally and committing an offense. Still on the regulation, Professor Dodu said the directive by the Trade and Industry Minister had become necessary due to the non-compliance and also because of the growing number of manufacturers and the urgent need to protect the environment and consumers by ensuring that only quality cement products were sold in the country. Now, on how to secure a license, Section 18 of the law provides that a person who seeks to manufacture cement in the country shall apply in writing to the minister for a license. So basically, that is what the story is telling us this morning, that all cement manufacturing companies in the country who are operating without license are going to be shut down if they do not secure one immediately.
But how will you operate without a license?
How did we even get here?
The lawlessness in this country.
Why are they now coming out to talk about this? Because from what I read, it looks like it's been in existence for a long time. People are, producing cement without. I'm not surprised most buildings are collapsing these days.
The quality of our buildings has also dropped. The lawlessness in this country is serious. And then also, the institutions that are to issue these licenses also play a role, because it seems as though in Ghana here we know that sometimes you go to obtain a certain document, a certain vital document, and they'll tell you it will take a certain number of days.
Yeah.
But if you want it fast-tracked, then you pay a certain amount. Now, how many of these people have that money to pay for people who have been employed to do their job? Now needing Nokofio to do something they could do within minutes or even a few days. They make it look as though it's going to take so long that the time may not, that by the time that time lapses or something, it may not even be needed.
It's a very bad habit.
We are in a vicious cycle.
Seriously, it's a very bad habit. There are a lot of people are into that, and I'm very happy you raised that. You've been paid to do something. You've been paid. Like
monthly.
At the end of the month, you're going to be paid.
Why
should I give you money again? So you work on mine immediately. Why?
So Mimi, that's the economy we find ourselves, and everybody tries to take advantage of the other without taking critical look at the impact of what I'm doing. I would always quote Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams.
Hey, take
you see,
us there.
Archbishop said something. He said the reason why we are facing all this economic hardship, it's not because of bribery and corruption, but he said it's because the leaders lack love for the country. Yes, because if you have love for the country, if you have love for what you are doing, why will you even engage yourself in bribery and corruption? So that is the whole thing.
But then also, it does not lie only with the leaders. It lies even with
It's been with the citizens.
the citizens.
Because
Because
with us.
People who will go, who openly say, "Oh, let me give you Nokofio, do it for me."
Yes.
You see, because everybody is thinking about themselves. There is greed.
selfish,
The greed
that's-
and apathy is too much.
too much in
Now
this
people are also operating without licenses because they also know that the agencies that are supposed to also play supervisory roles to check these things are not
weak.
doing their jobs.
They are weak, and at the end of the month, they'll be paid.
I remember seeing a post somewhere that I think someone had traveled to another country. They were talking about culture shock. And it was like, hey, in this country, you can't just get up and start a vulcanizing shop along the road. You need to obtain a license to put. And somebody also responded that if Africa is to work well, a lot of people will not be comfortable. And it is true.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously, because I've grown into a system. Let's say from my upbringing, I've seen that everything is normal. You can just set up a table by the roadside. People are selling on pedestrian,
walkways,
and there's nothing. I will see it as normal.
They will sack them immediately. The task force go. They'll come back.
They'll come back,
Yes.
and then they can also go and start. Sharing grievances, and this is their source of livelihood.
Yes.
And people, the
media
agencies
will
are
capture
wicked, but we want things to work well. You know what?
This country. I'm not surprised that people are Japan these days.
Let's do all day. We love our country. Okay, we'll stay here and develop our country. So yes, for the online news, the first story says the cost of living will increase due to new utility rate hikes. This is from GUTA. So the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, which emphasizes the increase will further lower consumers' purchasing power, has questioned the reasons behind the most recent upward adjustment in water and electricity tariffs. And you know, there's an increase in water tariff and electricity.
Yeah.
If this Galamsey doesn't stop, water bills will even be worse, because now they'll say they are trying to purify the water for us to use, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, announced on Saturday, September 28, that effective October 1, electricity rates will increase by 3.02% and water rates will increase by 1.86% for the third quarter of 2024. The PURC cited fluctuations in gas prices, inflation, and exchange rates as justifications for the upward adjustments, and Joseph Paddy, the Guta Public Relations Officer, lamented that the rise will lower Ghanaians' quality of living.
As well. As it stands now, I don't think as a country this is what we need now. Considering, you know, the economic hardships, you know,
The water that's already being polluted.
You know, the
You're coming to pay
issues.
more for it.
I mean,
So let me come a little bit with this. I'm speaking on the aspect of PURC, and one day cite an instance that cost of production of this electricity and water equally has increased, because they made it a point that due to depreciation, and in terms of depreciation, most of the items they use is imported. And since every blessed day the cedi is depreciating to the dollar, you see there's a lot of money that is being pumped into that sector to make sure that we get what we need. And not moving away from the issue of Galamsey, the aspect of water bodies, they need a lot of chemicals now to be able to purify the small one we have, the water we have. So you could say the cost of production or the cost of purification of these water bodies will also go up. And if it goes up, there is no business organization who would like to run at a loss. Because per the report, they say that due to the issue they have now, there is a revenue shortfall in terms of electricity and in terms of water. But they don't want that thing to happen. Because when it continues like this, they will not be able to pay their other agencies that are producing them with other items they need for their production. Notwithstanding, yes, we understand PURC, but the timing to me is wrong.
exactly.
The timing to me is wrong, because look at the situation we find ourselves, the economic hardship. And now if you increase electricity by 3.02%, if I used to buy electricity at 100 cedis, now I'm going to pay 103 Ghana cedis, 0.2 pesos. That's what I'm going to pay for electricity. If water is 50 cedis, now I'm going to pay water for about 50 Ghana cedis with some pesos. So the issue is, my salary or my wages has not increased. Nothing of mine has gone high, but what I need as a necessity is now increasing. So the cost of living is still going to go high. So PURC should have equally looked at we Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians like us, who can't afford. Because some people, whether the tariff increase to 100% or 200%, they don't care because they can afford. But what about some people like us? What about ordinary Ghanaian? So this is a situation we are talking about. In as much we understand your justification, the inflation rate, we understand. But the issue is this is not the right timing.
But then the question too is, then when is the right time?
So Yaira, the right timing is when you realize that the standard of living has improved. That is the right time. The right timing is when you realize that depreciation in terms of Ghana cedis is now appreciating. Our cedis is appreciating to United dollar. Where you can buy United dollar around, let's say, 10 cedis or 12 cedis. Now it's 16 cedis. So if it's 16 cedis, how do an ordinary Ghanaian like me be able to purchase this electricity tariff and stuff? And notwithstanding, the right timing will come when you realize that, yes, my salary has shoot up. This wages or this, look at this situation of the UTAC people. They are just looking for condition of service, and it's just an allowance. So assuming these people are on strike because of an allowance, just to cushion their standard of living, and now electricity cost too has also gone high. What happens? It's a headache on us.
But you know, with the city appreciating and the rest, when our city appreciates, how long does it even last there before it depreciates again?
Yeah, so it's all bounced back to our economic management.
Yeah.
They should be able to put measures in place. Now, yes, from the MPC, that is the Monetary Policy Committee, when the governor was addressing the press, he made mention, yes, they are putting measures in place in terms of the gold initiative that they put in place. So they are believing that moving forward, the city will start appreciating. We are hoping. So the PURC could have checked all these things before they come out with the increment in tariff. All what we are saying is ordinary Ghanaian can't afford what they are putting out there. And you see, the most exciting part is when it happens like this, people will start to shift to other items. But the question is, what is the alternative for water? For electricity, you can.
There's no alternative.
For water, for electricity, apart from, you can shift to solar.
Even solar,
You can shift to solar.
Even solar is expensive. Then also we don't have enough people with the skills to be able to install or repair or maintain
or even generate
the solar systems for us.
So it's headache. If not for our other appliances, you see, and I think this is the time that we should use the efficient home appliances. You see, some appliances drain. It can pull electricity power so much. So this is the time we need to get used to this appliances which will not drain more of the power but quite less. And when it happens like, you will not spend more on the electricity and water as well.
Okay, so we have a comment here. This one says, that's Ghana for you. No fuel for quick results, which don't end up well in the system is bad. Then he also says, already our water bodies are being polluted by Galamsey and we are still experiencing doom. So instead of them finding solution to these issues, rather than increasing bills, Ghana with their no fuel. Thank you for your comment. So the next story here says, government releases designs for 609 new public servant residences, and this is saying that Ghana's government is planning to build 609 new residences that are specially designed to meet the needs of public employees, which is a huge development for them. And the Minister of Works and Housing, Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, announced this effort on Monday, September 30, 2024, at a press meeting in Accra. He claims that by giving the public sector workers safe and suitable accommodation, the project demonstrates the government's commitment to enhancing housing circumstances. And under District Housing Scheme, which intends to address the housing needs of public sector personnel such as teachers, nurses, police officers, and other key workers, especially those assigned to rural and underserved areas, these dwellings are being constructed. We thank you. Let's do it. We need 1 unit.
It's a good
Closak has been PAMC housing scheme, so for us we have our own.
But I want us to connect the dots here. How much, let's give an estimate.
The cost.
How much does a public servant receive in Ghana now? And will they be able to afford these affordable houses?
The name is affordable houses.
It is just a name. It's just like someone saying, "Oh, I'll give you something free," but you have to. But there is a but. There's always a condition.
And it brings my mind back to that tenant, the housing conversation I had some weeks back, and my guest was talking about the fact that the materials used to construct these buildings are usually imported, hence making the pricing very, very high for the normal person. So if our minister or ministry is working on housing for public sector workers, and they should look at the cost, because based on this, they know our salaries. Based on our salaries, our degrees, our grades and everything, we will be able to afford houses or, some form of housing units that would probably be priced in dollars.
We just finished talking about high, standard of living.
Exactly.
Increase in cost, products, prices going up here and there. And then we have an affordable housing. The electricity tariffs are up, water are up. Are we going to be able to pay?
Yeah, so the word is affordable. Affordable housing.
The affordable housing we have now.
They are not affordable. I don't
know which which members of society were the target market, but it's not you and I.
Seriously. Those studio, you know, type of rooms.
Studio apartment. And
but Yara, there is interesting thing from the Ministry of Works and Housing.
Okay.
Personally, I wanted to try to find out more into this. They are now constructing 600 units, right?
609.
And they said it's going to be in the various districts. They will just locate it. But way back 2012, that's during the era of the former government,
Yes.
there was this housing project that they started at Pram Pram.
Yes.
That's Nego Pram Pram district. That's the name is, I think, Saglimi Housing
Saglimi
Project.
Housing.
And this project, after the phase 1, that's I think constructed almost 1,000 flats, 1,500 flats. We didn't hear about it again. The only thing we heard was that there was a lot of loopholes in the contracts, procurement process, up and down, and people have been following up on that very project because after, let's say, 2012 till now, that is 12 years down the line. The question is, what is the state of the project now? Because all these things need to be looked at before this new one is started, or they start this new one. But the minister in the press conference, someone asked the question, he was like, yes, this project, they are now having a partnership deal with a private entity to make sure the completion is done as soon as possible. And in the next 14 days, Ghanaians will hear a good news. Yes, we are waiting to hear that good news, because if one is not completed, how do you start to? And is it because it was started by a different government?
Yes, that's what I am even about to talk about, that our governments, let me just use political parties because it's just these two, they tend to neglect whatever their predecessors have started, but forgetting that it is all for the good of the nation. And even Ghanaians ourselves, we tend to like new things because, you know, with even these manifestos and campaigns, conversations about them, we hear people saying things like, yes, they are talking, all they are saying, they've done it before. What new thing are you bringing? But then what about the old?
The old ones.
How much benefit have we even gained from it? How much have we even improved the old? You know, this Saglimi housing shouldn't have taken 12 years for us to finally start hearing something about it. Because if the incumbent government had done something about it when they came into power, it would have solved so much of the housing deficit issues that we have now. And
you know, currently our housing deficit is 1.8 million.
Wow.
Currently, 2010 it was 2.8. Now it's 1.8. But the interesting part is, if the current government will tell us that they use the whole 12 years to investigate the brouhaha surrounding the Saglimi project, then I start
forever for this.
Yes, and the same thing happens. That of the there was another project known as a Koforidua affordable housing project. I don't know if you heard of that. And that one, they are saying that it was abandoned for some time. And now the minister is also saying that, yes, there was GIF, that's Government Infrastructure Investment Fund, is going to partner with them to make sure they complete that project. Well, so why don't you check for the completion of this project?
Exactly. I think
the money you are going to invest in this new one, why don't you now just channel it there to make sure it's completed?
Finish it and then let some people,
because
I mean, people
all,
will be willing to
how many months do they even have to you know, be in office? Because looking at the elections, I don't know what's going to happen.
How many months?
So why don't you use that money to complete what we already have? When you come back into power, then you continue.
Because I won't be surprised that when they start this project, and assuming they leave office, the new government will come and say that there is also another brouhaha surrounding this.
Well, let me read a few comments and then we move to the last story quickly. So ABK TV Ghana says, good morning, Yaira. Good morning to you. Akman Multimedia says, good morning, Auntie Mimi and Cocoa Digest team. Wow, your makeup artist did well, Pa. You are really looking pretty this morning. You need to take the makeup artist for breakfast this morning. Hey. Madam.
Please, I did my own makeup.
Then take yourself out. So we also have a comment from TA saying, review the rent law. Wakasem. Thank you very much for your comments. So the last story is on our, should I even call it precious? Our very own Galamsey. And this is saying, Galamsey, AngloGold Ashanti warns of production risks and health hazards. So mining companies in Ghana's western region, including AngloGold Ashanti, are sounding alarm over the escalating threat of illegal mining or Galamsey, which is polluting previously protected water bodies, including streams, and undermining their environmental conservation efforts. The company also revealed that these illegal activities have resulted in theft of their property, forcing them to spend additional funds to replace stolen equipment. And Abraham Osei Bedu, acting managing director of AngloGold Ashanti, highlighted the proximity of Galamsey operations to their concession as a significant threat to their production.
I was waiting for, some of these mining companies
to also come out.
Exactly.
Before you start here, I think I saw something on social media that Ghana is about the size of Oregon in the US, and we have more mining licenses than the whole US put together. And something about, I think we have about 1,000 and something mining licenses that have been issued in the past few years already.
Interesting.
And then also, fine, AngloGold Ashanti probably has a license. Now, like we said the other day, maybe some side hustles too, so they've associated themselves with AngloGold Ashanti, but AngloGold Ashanti is coming out to say that there are some illegal miners that are close to them, also engaging in the same activities illegally. What is going on?
So I think, Yara, we need to say, stop Galamsey now. That should be the call. We should call the spade a spade. We shouldn't try to polish it and make it look like it's not what we are talking about. Everybody who is involved in this very thing should put a stop to it.
And I'm very happy that, organized labor is, planning to embark on a strike because they also, constitute a larger form of our working force. But I want to say this. I find it funny and interesting when I see people try to associate Galamsey issues as political parties,
the water,
partisanship,
everybody will die from it too.
I don't understand. when I was talking about this MP's remark, he made mention of the fact that the other political party, went to bring people to go into our water bodies, to destroy our water bodies, so that it will look like it is the illegal mining that is affecting our water bodies. And I was like,
just imagine.
Are you really serious?
It's okay. But it's funny as you said. And Mimi, I happen to be on one platform over the weekends. I was saying something about this Galamsey and how people would attack you as a partisan, how people would attack you that you are for this political party. And I was like, really? We've become so blinded by party colors to an extent that we can't see the reality.
When they start consuming the polluted, they will go blind totally so that it will be finished. They said
it's an agenda set by the media to take out the incumbent government.
Open Google Maps.
And to do Google Maps, so Yara, I was in Takrady. I was last weekend. I was in Takrady, and I visited some water bodies. I was trying to bring some. My mom was like,
yes,
Meba Misrel, and Kanga passing the Amamio. So you see that kind of thing.
Suggested that media houses should actually have the Galamsey water on their sets.
Oh, I nearly brought one.
But we're in this country, and we've read in the news that they are mining just by the roadside.
By the roadside.
And somehow it is
this
political.
one too is political.
Oh, come on. Let's be serious.
So
honestly, yes, we need to find alternatives for these Galamseyers to, make a living. But then also we need to think about our resources. Water is a finite resource. It is just the hydrological cycle we are going through. And if our last one, the Volta Lake, is also fully polluted now, our electricity powering would be affected.
Yeah.
And then if it drains into the sea, we can't use the sea even as our backup plan. If you go and find out how much Gaddafi invested into getting the pipeline thing for the sea and all of that, it's going to cost us a lot of money. And the sea is already polluted with plastic and fabric waste.
And even the salts.
that is also another issue. And
Just that we
I'm
don't
really
have to buy salt, extra salt.
goodness. I'm really hoping that our neighboring countries would also rise up to speak against these things, because these water bodies flow through all these countries.
all these
Togo,
countries.
Burkina Faso, and Cote d'Ivoire. Please, let us
It
bring.
is good that you mentioned this, because it looks like most of them are waiting for it
For things to be exacerbated.
We were in
Please,
this
no.
country when the few people, I mean, the media started this protest, and there were some kind of restrictions. Media for the day, but now everybody's coming together.
Yes.
To talk about it, because
Everybody.
we know how bad our
even
resources have.
with the water thing again, I was thinking about it. Even we ourselves, how many of us drink bottled water on a regular, or it's even a staple in our
it's only
home?
when we get
na bottled water,
Visitors.
na bottled
Or
water,
when
no
we go for
crampo.
programs.
Where do we get the bottled water from?
Even the pure water, we are not very sure of how potable it is. Nyamiadum, that is holding
It's
us.
just packaging. Packaging.
But Ira, it's funny. Yes, I understand that gold contributes a lot to our GDP. But when you
Yes.
go to a country like South Africa, they are one of the largest in producing gold, and they don't do what we are doing. So there are a lot of ways we can go about
Exactly.
mining what is underground.
We've been
by
mining.
Yes.
We've been mining. We are
To an
still
extent
where
that we
we
don't
are.
pollute our water
we
bodies.
are still where we are economically. We are still where we've been mining. We are still
So,
here.
but Bank of Ghana will tell that if you introduce a
That is what they will
Ghana
say.
gold
Ghana gold
coin,
coin.
of which I'll talk about on the business of this segment.
Thank
Yes,
you so
Ghana
much.
Gold
This
Coin.
brings us to the end of the online and newspaper ears.
Yeah, so there's one girl, Mamifa,
Okay.
Cape Coast, says she's watching, and you
Okay.
guys are doing very good.
Thank you. Thank you, Mami, for-
Inside that thing, is also watching us this morning.
You.
Hi,
Thank-
Amate.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us here. Yes, this brings us to the end of the online and newspaper review. And I would like to admonish all of us that Ghana is ours. The water bodies, we rely on every single one of these water bodies, these resources. So please add your voice to this protest. Let us get this activity in check and protect our resources and our own health and our lives as well. Up next is the lifestyle segment with Miriam and her guest. And like I said, it's about fitness. So please go and change into your gym wear and let's get interactive and find out how best to maintain our health. Right back.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
I just want to take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point hiding things from me.
Flog TV, Beyond the Policy.
And you're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show here on Clock TV. I am Miriam Abna Adede. It is time for us to have our lifestyle conversation here. But before I introduce our topic and also the guests, let's acknowledge EL for telling us that everything is cocoa for our God to do. Right, so today we are just talking about ways to promote, confidence and safety in exercise for older adults as part of our lifestyle conversation. We realize that a lot of us keep aging, but we find it difficult trying to identify the right exercise for us. And that is why I have with me a guest in the studio who happens to be a fitness coach, manager at the ACE Fitness Center, Pokwase, and he's going to help us with the kind of exercises we need to promote safety and confidence in our lives, even as we age. So I have with me Mr. Jerry Osei Boateng, and he's our guest for today. Hello, sir.
Hello. Miriam.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm super excited about today's discussion because it has to do with fitness.
Okay.
But particularly, we are paying attention to adults, right? So let's understand personal limits when it comes to exercising. What do you think any adults watching us this morning should know when it comes to understanding personal limits?
A very good morning to our viewers there. What we've realized is that a lot of people, not limited to only adults, a lot of people lack self-awareness. Okay, so before you start any exercise or fitness program, there is the need to consult a doctor, so that you can better understand what is happening internally, okay, before you can embark on any fitness program. Yeah.
Okay. So after that, when we start the exercise as an adult,
Okay.
what do I need to know to help me take note that this is the point I need to stop exercising? Some of the things I need to know whilst exercising for me to stop that, oh, I've gotten to this point, I can't exercise again.
Okay. The human system, the human body is so intelligent. It's like a car. Whatever is going on that is wrong with the car, there will be an indication on the dashboard of the car. So your body communicates with you whilst you engage yourself in any physical activity. One of the things you have to take note is that when you are exercising, there are 3 cardinal things that you have to note down. If you feel dizzy, it's a very good reason for you to stop exercising. Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, a sudden onset of headache.
Okay.
And also when you are trying, there is difficulty in breathing. Yes, whilst you're exercising, you feel like you want to catch your breath.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to also stop when you realize.
Yes, when you realize these things.
Well, some people also say that tells you that you have stamina, so you need to keep going. Even when you are tired, you need to keep going. That is what most coaches, say. How true is that?
It's not true. Yeah. You see, if you keep pushing yourself, you are going to break your limit. And fatality can set in. So once you see these things, these signs, you feel dizzy, you have headache, and then there is difficulty in breathing. It's as if there is no longer oxygen in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. You have to pause. And you can pause and then resume again, or you have to stop outrightly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that, what are the types of exercises that you think are safe for adults or old-aged people?
I would say, and the authorities also say, that low-impact exercises, exercises that are not so demanding, like, for instance, walking.
Okay.
Yeah. You can choose to run, but that will be a shock to your system. So you start with low impact exercises. Start gradually. Yeah.
Okay, so just walking.
Walking, there are varieties of them. There are varieties of them that you can choose from. But it falls under those exercises that are not so taxing on your body.
Yeah, the low demanding
Yeah, low demanding exercises.
Okay.
Walking is a low impact exercise.
Okay.
You get it?
So, as a gym instructor or a coach,
Okay.
an adult has no place in the gym, right?
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
So when I come to the gym as an adult, what should I expect, or how do you think I can use any of the equipment in the gym as part of the low demanding exercises you are talking about, if I want to exercise in the gym?
Okay, so once you get into a gym setting, you are not left on your own. There are experts there are gym instructors in there. Before you begin an exercise program as a beginner, there are a series of questions any good instructor should ask to understand the client better. You get it? So with that, in the gym setting, every good instructor, once you are an adult above your 50, will recommend low impact exercises like you starting on the treadmill after your initial warm up, okay, to get you prepared for the activity. Every good instructor will, as an aged person, will start you off from the treadmill.
Okay. Right. We have a question here.
Okay.
He said you made mention that walking is a low impact exercise. What about brisk walking? Walking briskly.
Briskly?
Yeah. Is that also a low impact exercise?
No, that is not a low impact exercise.
Okay.
That will ensue after your initial warm up.
Okay.
The brisk walking can be the main exercise you intend to do. You understand?
Yeah.
But the initial phase of the whole activity will be preceded by a very good warm up. And then the brisk walking will then follow up.
Okay. So before we start with the actual exercise, you need to warm up into get into the actual exercise. Okay. So now let's look at some of the warm up exercises you can recommend that adults do in the house or before they get into the gym.
Okay. In a warm stretch, a stretch.
Okay.
You can stretch. It's only normal that even when we get up from bed, once you wake up from bed, you stretch up, isn't it? We have domestic animals, cats, for example, you see them stretching.
Yeah.
So if you intend to engage in any exercise activity, you can stretch yourself. You can raise your arms.
Okay.
You raise your arms. You can turn your neck to the side, and then to the side. You can do what we call a torso stretch. You can bend this way, can bend that way.
Okay.
You get it.
So these are the few.
And then you can also do a stationary walk.
Okay.
You'll be at the same spot, but you'll be walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know our viewers will be wondering why we are not demonstrating. We had a bit of, a technical challenge this morning. That's why we are not being able to give you a full demonstration. But in the right time, I believe we will do that. If you just joined us, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show here on Clock TV. We've been discussing ways of promoting safety and confidence in exercise for older adults. That is a conversation we've been having here, and I've been doing this with Mr. Jerry, who is a coach with the Ace Fitness Center in Pokwase. He's been educating us. You can send in your comments to our WhatsApp number, which is displayed on your screen right now, or our streaming platforms, Facebook and also YouTube, and we'll gladly read your comments out. So we have a question here. The questions keep coming. So what are some questions they ask individuals who register for the gym?
The initial question we normally ask is to better understand the medical history of a supposed client.
Okay.
So it's the client who is going to furnish you with those informations.
Okay.
And so we ask, for example, if you have, since for context sake, if an adult comes in, you ask him if he is hypertensive.
Okay.
Okay, if you are hypertensive, any of the lifestyle diseases, diabetes, you look out for that. And also any history of injury.
Okay.
You ask some of these, among others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the basic
basic
things you ask.
Or has the individual been active? This supposed client, do you have an active lifestyle, or you are coming as a beginner?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also think asking the reasons behind their motive would also help. Some people have various reasons why they want to exercise.
Sure.
So you ask that too.
Yes.
Right?
So after these personal questions, then you inquire of the person's fitness goal, why he or she is in the gym.
Exactly.
You
Can you share with us some of the interesting goals some people have shared with you?
Oh, what we normally come across in the industry is
flat tummy.
Yes, yes.
Big buttocks.
That's for the ladies. So normally, what normally comes to us is weight loss.
Weight loss.
Weight loss.
Right.
Yes, weight loss, and for the adults, weight loss. As you age, you begin to gain an extra body weight. Yeah.
I'll come to that because I realized that I've been putting on weight. I'm using myself as an example, but I don't eat. I don't really eat, but I've just been putting on weight. Do I also need to exercise, or I need to maintain my body like that? I know there are people in my situation.
You need to exercise. You see, exercise is not only important; it's essential for life.
Okay.
You understand? So you need to exercise so that all the various systems, a human body is made up of various systems, all the various systems will work in sync.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
So I have a question here. When you were talking about the warm-up exercises, before we get into the actual, someone says, why do we start with a treadmill and not the other gadgets?
I would say we start from the treadmill because the treadmill can be regulated. You can regulate the pace at which you want to walk. There are keys on the machine that assist you to regulate at what pace you want to walk.
Okay.
You understand? Do you want to do 3 kilometers per hour? Do you want to run? Do you want to brisk walk? You get it? So you have all these things available. That is why the treadmill is an ideal machine.
Okay.
And it's highly demanded.
I know. Right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people who have personally acquired it for their own personal use. Right.
Yeah.
So we have some videos to display of you training some people. And so because we're not able to give you a demonstration, let's take a look at some of these videos.
Okay. Modified squat.
So with this, if I have a chair in my house, can I also practice any chair with any chair at all?
Not just any chair.
Not just any chair.
Yes.
Should it be high above my waist or below my waist?
Like what you can see there. You say that particular chair lacks armrest.
Okay.
So the chair you are using shouldn't have armrest on it.
Okay.
So that it will not interfere with your sitting and getting up.
So when the arms are there, you feel like...
Yes, like for instance, what you are using now.
Okay.
So...
Can we have the next video, please?
Okay.
Okay, so what were you doing?
This was after the entire section. You see the man behind. So this one we're trying to cool down.
Okay.
And you are doing a cool down.
Okay, so the warm-ups are before the main exercise, and then the cool downs are after the main exercise.
Technically, they are the same thing.
Okay.
Technically, they are the same thing, just that one comes before and the one comes after.
After, okay. So what will happen to me if I don't cool down? Right after the main exercise, I just go home.
Oh.
Is it a must for me to cool down after a rigorous exercise?
Sure. Yes. If you don't cool down, you see, you engage variety of muscles whilst you were working out. So if you don't cool down, you can have muscle tightness.
Okay.
You get it. You can have muscle tightness, and the next time you want to engage in the same activity, your body will be shocked.
Oh, okay. Can we have the next video, please?
Yeah. So this one was inhalation and then exhalation, breathing in and breathing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite.
So this is a body weight squat.
Okay.
You are doing a body weight squat. This is my adult class.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one, please. Okay, let's move on. So let's look at the environmental factors to consider when choosing a place to exercise.
Okay.
What will you recommend that we look out for before selecting a place for an exercise?
Oh, when choosing a place for exercise, it can be a home setting, it can be outdoor. Okay, so first and foremost, the place should be spacious.
Okay.
Okay. They shouldn't be clustered with a lot of things. For example, if you want to exercise here, make sure you clear this table.
Okay.
And then you get adequate space for the section. And also, the place should be well ventilated.
Okay.
You see, there should be free flow of air because you will need it. You will need it as you exercise, and you have to be appropriately geared up.
Yeah. I think it also starts with the mind. You need to psych yourself.
Mentally prepared.
Right. Okay, so what are some of the common injuries that people who exercise are likely to encounter, and how can we prevent them?
The injuries, there are 3 types of injuries that normally happen during exercise. Number 1, we have the sprain.
Okay.
That has to do with, you are moving with joints and stuff like that. So you can twist a joint if the exercise is not properly done. That is the sprain.
Okay.
And then we have the strain. The strain is an overstretch of a muscle or a tendon.
Okay.
You know, the body is made up of muscles. So if you overstretch, you know, because maybe you have a limited range of motion, there is a certain range your body cannot go. So if you try to impress yourself, you understand? You try to impress yourself and you overstretch, you can have a strain. And the serious one can be a fracture.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, that is in the worst case, there can be a fracture. A fracture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we prevent these injuries?
These injuries can be prevented by, as I aforementioned, that you need to be properly warmed up. Having the right mentality, psyching yourself, you have to adequately warm your system up. So if you are properly warmed up, then that will be a transition into the main activity you want to do for the day.
Sure.
You understand? So when your body is prepared, it can take anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the warm-up is very, very important.
The warm-up is key.
So I can't just get up and start jogging.
Not at all.
I have to do some stretches before.
Normally, I tell most of my clients that a warm-up is to exercise what romance is to lovemaking. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it prepares you, it prepares your mind for the whole activity.
Okay. We have a question here. What is the significance of the squat exercise and why is it so important? Okay, so I think this person has observed for a long time that most of the exercises that cut across, age-wise, squat is always part of that.
Yeah.
Why is it so important?
Squatting is very important because someone has said that aging starts from the leg.
Okay.
Aging, it starts from the leg.
Okay.
The reason why a lot of people cannot go about their businesses is that maybe weak joints and stuff like that. So your leg is what carries you around. So when you squat, it strengthens your joints. It strengthens your hip.
Okay.
And once you have these things in place, life still goes on, dear.
So you don't even care about your head.
Yes.
Okay, we have another question here. And, okay, so what precautions should be taken when using exercise equipment?
Okay. Precautions to take when using exercise equipment. Warnings. Yeah. Be ready to read. You see, once you engage or you approach any fitness machine, there is manufacturer's instruction there. So read. It will better inform you. And then also look out for, if, for instance, if you are going to use the seat, make sure it's properly fitted. And whilst using the machine, move away from all moving parts.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. You get your hands away from all moving parts. That can pose an injury.
Others will also say that make sure that you pay attention to what you are doing on a machine. Because we've seen videos where people get distracted by, the beauty of ladies when they are in the gym and then they fall off the treadmill. So they have to pay attention, right? Yes.
And moreover, you can't be, you see, whatever you are doing, be there. You have to be mentally present. It's not only limited to even ladies. Even in recent time, people will be training and then they'll be on phone. You understand?
Yeah.
If you are driving a car and then you're on phone, what do you think might happen?
A likely accident.
Yeah, there is a likely accident. So you can't be training and then be on phone. If you come to our fitness center, that is one thing I discourage people. I normally discourage people. You can't have that with me. There are instances I will even confiscate your phone.
Hey.
for the period.
Yeah. Okay, we have another question here. What advice would you give someone who feels pain during a workout?
Feeling pain during a workout?
Yeah. Whilst working out, you feel pains, within your body.
You looking at me out there, feeling pain during an exercise is not something strange.
Okay.
It should be expected.
Okay.
You understand? Feeling pains during exercise should be expected. It's normal to feel pain. But when the pain becomes unbearable, that is when it raises concern.
Okay.
You get it? So, feeling pain, you should expect that what you are going to do, there is pain in it. That is why we normally say, no pain, no gain. So
eventually, when your body gets used to it,
yes,
you will not feel the pain again.
Yeah, because the body has a way of adapting. And once you start exercising, there is what we call pain tolerance and then pain threshold. What you do today that makes you feel pain, the pain level reduces over time.
Okay.
As you progress, even if it doesn't reduce, you are able to tolerate the pain.
Okay.
As you keep at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we are having a lot of calls at the moment. Please, we are not receiving calls today. And so the WhatsApp number is being displayed on the screen right now. Send in your comments to the WhatsApp number. We are not receiving calls today. Unfortunately, we are not receiving calls. And so you have the opportunity of sending in your message to our WhatsApp number or our streaming platforms, Facebook and YouTube, and we'll gladly read your questions out. We have our coach here. He's ready to give answers to all our questions. So please do just that. Well, coach, now let's look at those that want to exercise in their house. What are some of the equipment that you can recommend they get to exercise in their house?
Okay. Starting up an exercise at home shouldn't be expensive. Yeah, you can start off from a resistance band.
Resistance band. Okay.
There is a band for exercise.
Okay.
You can get that. You get yourself a yoga mat.
I can't use any mat. Just
yes.
a yoga mat. I can't use the olden days, the mat we sleep on.
No.
I can't use that one.
No.
What of woolen carpets? I can't use it.
You can improvise.
Okay.
For a woolen carpet, you can improvise that. But because it's a goal you have set for yourself, all the things that are needful, you get them. Those things also affect your psyche.
Yeah.
You waking up in the morning, spreading a yoga mat, it communicates to you that what I'm coming to do is something serious. You this woolen carpet, you sleep on it, you watch TV, you sit on it, you eat and stuff like that. So I will recommend you getting a yoga mat, getting a dumbbell, and if you can't afford, you get a treadmill.
Wow.
You get yourself a treadmill, and then you can also get a stationary bike.
Okay.
A stationary bike for indoor exercises, and then a set of dumbbells.
Okay.
Maybe ranging from 3 kilogram to 10 kilogram will be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be wrapping up shortly, but how can exercising with friends or in groups enhance safety? This is a question from Sewa inside Ashaman. How can exercising with friends or in groups enhance safety?
So someone said that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you go with others.
Yeah.
So when you are exercising in a group setting, number one, it serves as a pep. And also, we become each other's keeper. If you are doing something that is wrongly done, at least you get a prompt that this, if you had done it this way, it would work best. Yeah, so we assist each other, we got each other's back.
Okay. Okay. So our last question is, what strategies can help older adults build confidence in their ability to exercise today? What do you think are some of the things that can help adults to build confidence, resilience in exercising?
I would say that first and foremost, if you're an adult out there, know that exercise is essential for life. So have the right mindset about it. Okay? And then also make the move to exercise. You get it? And again, if you think you lack the expertise, there are people like us out there that you can fall upon, and then we will give you the needed support. Or if there is any fitness center close by, you do that. And again, if you're also living in a gated community, or you can just simply go out, do a lot of walks. Yeah, these things will help. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And this is where we end the conversation here on the lifestyle segment. I did this with Mr. Jerry Osei Boateng, and he's a fitness coach and manager at the ACE Fitness Center in Pokwase. One word or one phrase or one thing I took out of his submissions is that you make a move and believe in yourself. Just as our motivational quote for today says, if you believe you're halfway through, you're almost done, you are just there. This is an opportunity for you to get up from wherever you are and hit the gym or start something to stay well and to stay healthy for us. I am Miriam Abna Adede. We have amazing personalities to celebrate today. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday. Birthday. I heard today was your birthday. I heard today.
Right, so it is time for us to celebrate, our birthday celebrants, and we are starting off with our first birthday celebrant. This is to Gloria from Kobe. Happy, glorious birthday to you, my dear. May this new chapter of your life bring unto you the manifestation of the heavenly package, concerning your life. Continue to be a wonderful person unto humanity. Stay blessed, my dear. And this is from Auntie Esme, Auntie Vic, Auntie Susan, and Auntie Rhoda to Auntie Kezia. A happy birthday, Auntie Kezia. We appreciate you. We wish you all the good things that life has to offer. May God grant you all your heart's desires and perfect all that concerns you. We have this from Uncle Clement to Rudy. Baby Rudy is 1 year. Hooray! As today marks your anniversary on this earthly world, may you flourish, my daughter. May your existence bring a new waves on earth. May men of Hannah celebrate you from this very day till eternity. Remain ever blessed, baby Rudy. Okay. We also have this from Frank, and he's saying, I wish you the happiest birthday. Thank you for being the kind, caring, and unique person you are. You deserve to have an amazing day every day, but I hope today is special and magical. Thank you so much, Frank. You did not add. Okay, her name is Rashida. This is from Frank. Rashida. Oh, that's the cocoa seller. Oh, Rashida, we wish you a happy birthday. We'll be coming for more cocoa moving forward, right? So this is where we end the segments on birthdays and also lifestyle. Up next, Clement Yabankwe is getting ready to take us into the world of business. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Clog TV. Beyond the Policy.
Good morning and welcome to the Business Update segment. I am Clement Yabankwe. Before we get to today's story, let's get into our business latest for the day. We are going to look at how the Ghana cedis is performing with the three major international currencies that we have. That is the United States dollar, the pound sterling, and that's of the euros. Here we have is the United States dollar, and we are looking at 3 months ago. 3 months ago, and as at today. So as at today, early this morning, it was Ghana cedis to United States dollar is 16 Ghana cedis, 17 pesos. 16 Ghana cedis, 17 pesos. 3 months ago, it was 15 Ghana cedis, 18 pesos. 15 Ghana cedis, 18 pesos. And the percentage change is 6.52%. 6.52%, meaning that Ghana cedis is depreciating to United States dollar at a rate or percentage change of 6.52% 3 months ago. So if 3 months ago you used to buy an item that cost 16 Ghana cedis 3 months ago, 15 Ghana cedis, now you're going to pay 16 Ghana cedis for that. So just imagine the amount of money or money cedis needed to buy the same item in United States dollar. Looking at that of the euros too, 3 months ago it was 16 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos. 16 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos 3 months ago. And as at this morning, it's 18 Ghana cedis, 11 pesos. 18 Ghana cedis, 11 pesos. And the percentage change is 7.99%. 7.99%. With that of the euros to cedi is depreciating to that of the euro at a percentage change of 7.99%. Let's get that of the pound sterling. With the pound sterling 3 months ago, it was 19 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos 3 months ago. Currently, it's 21 Ghana cedis, 69 pesos. 21 Ghana cedis, 69 pesos. And the percentage change here is 9.71%. 9.71%, meaning that our currency is still depreciating to these three major international currencies. That's the pound sterling, the USD, and that's of the euros. So the question is, how do we then be able to manage our affairs as a country? If we still continue borrowing more, what happens in payment of this very debt? Looking at this data we have, in payment of this debt, it means more cedis is what is needed to settle such an amount of money. Because if 3 months ago we borrowed an amount of, let's say, 200 United States dollars, this time around we are to pay more amount of Ghana cedis in settling what such debts that we have. So this is what is really happening in the world of business latest and how our Ghana cedis is trading with the three major international currencies we have in this world. Away from the business latest, let's get straight into our stories for the day. In our first story, the Bank of Ghana's latest economic data shows a significant drop in exports revenues, with cocoa earnings between January and August 2024 falling to 917 million United States dollars, the lowest since 2018. This marks a sharp decline from 1.6 billion United States dollars and during the same period in 2023, a shortfall of 683 million United States dollars. This downturn threatens the government's effort to stabilize the cedis. The decline follows a downturn trend in cocoa exports, which peaked at 2.1 billion United States dollars in 2021, but fell to 1.6 billion United States dollars in 2022 and 1.6 billion United States dollar in 2023. This is the first time in 6 years that cocoa revenue has fallen below 1 billion United States dollars. Meanwhile, Ghana's Cocoa Board has announced plans to phase out reliance on the cocoa syndicated loan, a key financial support for the sector. As the loan's future is uncertain, the Bank of Ghana is considering alternative solutions, with Governor Dr. Anderson pointing to the gold purchase program as a potential contingency measure. But let's take a look at the export value. So, producer, please give me the chart, the export value that we have way back 2018 to the current 2024. We are just going to look at that of the January and that's of the August. January and that of the August. So viewers, as you can see on the screen, in 2018, an amount that we had was 1.4 billion United States dollars in 2018. In 2019, the amount was 1.5 billion United States dollars. In 2020, it was 1.7 billion United States dollars. And the peak at 2.14 billion United States dollars. From 2021, just look at the downturn to 2022. It sloped downwardsly to 1.61 billion. 1.61 billion. And there was a significant amount of money that COCOBOD lost because it's dropped by a percentage margin of 24%. And the amount of money that COCOBOD lost out of this is 530 million United States dollars. So just imagine the amount of money COCOBOD is losing in terms of export. So people still ask the question, what is really happening in COCOBOD? What is really happening in COCOBOD? Viewers, let's get interactive. Just get into our business leaders and let's get to know what is really happening in COCOBOD. Producer, get back the data for me again, the graph for me again, and let's look at the 2023. It was 1.6 billion and currently is 917 million 2024. So let's compare 2021 data to 2024 data, and let's look at the significant amount of money that COCOBOD has lost in terms of revenue. In terms of revenue, COCOBOD has lost over 1 billion United States dollars. Comparing 2021 data to 2024, we've lost over 1 billion United States dollars. So the question is, what is really happening at COCOBOD? What is really happening at COCOBOD? Viewers, let's get interactive. In terms of percentage, we've lost an amount of a percentage of 57%. 57%. That is so huge. That is so huge. So is COCOBOD still going to go by the self-financing? Because looking at the revenue and margin, are we still going to go by self-financing or syndicated loan? Because in 2021 it was a syndicated loan and we were able to get 2.14 billion. 2022 syndicated loan. 2023 to the same thing. 2024 to the same thing. So what happens next? But viewers, don't worry. Business Update segment will bring you more in this very story. So just stay tuned and stay focused on business latest. But let's get into our second story for the day. In our second story, the Bank of Ghana has reduced its monetary policy rate by 200 basis points, bringing it down to 27%. This is the second rate cut since 2021, aimed at providing relief to borrowers and signal a reduction in inflationary pressures. The policy rate had remained at 29% for 9 months after being lowered from 30% in January. The rate cut is expected to provide temporary relief to borrowers for the next 2 months. During the 120th Monetary Policy Committee briefing on September 27th, Governor Dr. Ernest Addison explained that this rate adjustment reflects recent inflation decreases and economic improvements.
That the inflation will continue to ease towards the range target of 13 to 17% for the year and steadily track back towards the medium-term target of 6 to 10% by the end of 2025, bearing unanticipated shocks. At the current juncture, the committee judged the risks to inflation outlook as fairly balanced. Given these considerations, the committee decided to lower the monetary policy rate by 200 basis points to 27%.
In our last story, Dr. Ernest Addison, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, has launched the Ghana Gold Coin in Accra, marking a significant achievement for the central bank. He noted that this initiative underscores the bank's commitment to expanding financial markets by providing new investment options for savers. The GGC, that is the Ghana Gold Coin, is made from dual gold refined to 99.99% purity, given its natural gold color. The coin's issuance allows the Bank of Ghana to absorb excess CD liquidity in the banking system and will complement existing tools like the Bank of Ghana bills and overnight deposits to open market operations. Additionally, the GGC, that is the Ghana Gold Coin, offers local savers a new investment opportunity tied to the bank's domestic gold purchase program. So this is
dug out of Ghana, which has been refined to 99.99% purity. It is issued and guaranteed by the Bank of Ghana. It will be available in 3 different units. That is the 1 ounce coin, the half ounce coin, and the quarter ounce coin, to suit different investment needs. Each coin has the Ghana coat of arms in front and the Independence Arch at the back. The packing of the gold coin will be a wooden storage box, a transparent coin holder, and a certificate of ownership. The Ghana Gold Coin enables the Bank of Ghana to mop up extra liquidity in the banking sector and will supplement the use of our Bank of Ghana bills and overnight depots for liquidity.
Okay, viewers, this is what the Bank of Ghana have for us citizens. But let's get interacting on Facebook channel and also on YouTube. Do you think the Ghana Gold Coin is going to solve the problem? And if yes, what is your reason? And if no, what is your reason? And again, on the second story, we know that monetary policy rate has decreased to 27%. This morning, we're talking about NPL, that is non-performing loans. So do you think the monetary policy reducing 27% is going to solve the issue of the non-performing loans? If so, let's get interactive on our Facebook page and also on YouTube at Clock TV. Let's get to know your view, let's get to know your suggestion, and let's make it work as a country. I am Clement Yabankwe, and thank you so much for staying with us for the Business Update segment. Up next is the main discussion with Yaira Awuno. Stay.
Clog TV. Beyond the Policy.
way you communicate that field, services you offer and everything using technology becomes ICT.
Okay.
So for instance, I mean, if you are a taxi driver, you love driving taxi, and decide to say, anytime I'm walking around, I keep on honking my horn to stop people or to help people.
Yeah.
I want to just get on an app where people get to schedule or book a ride for me to come and pick them up. You are just applying ICT or technology to your knowledge of driving.
Okay.
So that becomes ICT. I mean, if you are selling gobe and you decide that this gobe, people come to say it's really nice, I want to put it on social media where people could know that this is my joint or wherever I am. Or even if you have a business somewhere, you're cooking, restaurant, a choba, and you decide to put it on Google Map. So that when somebody says, I want to come to you, just say, enter my name and this is where you're going to come.
Okay.
You're applying IT to get people location to your place. So ICT or IT in general, let me just demystify by saying it permeates most areas, almost every area of whatever we do.
Okay.
So that should set the basis. So now you can ask me more to get into it.
So can you give us the other parts of IT that we think are not IT but are actually IT with our businesses?
Yeah, for instance, let's say you are selling Gary in the market, right? And you've been using milk, Conco, and things to measure.
Yeah, so longer.
The moment you move to putting something like electronic scale, well, when you put on it, it gives the exact measurement. You say this is 1 kg, this is 2 kg. It's just an application of technology.
Okay.
So that's ICT in that sphere.
Okay.
If you are a pastor who preach and you've been preaching, you always have to shout your voice out. By applying a microphone contains chipset that goes to enhance your voice and everything. It's ICT you are using. So most things we feel they are not technology, but they are in itself. Yes.
So basically, if like a farmer used to harvest his crops with cutlasses and now he's using maybe bulldozers and machinery, that is also employing technology,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Because even the bulldozer, the car you drive, the car has got central processing unit, chipset in it. That's able to tell that there's fuel in the car, you have to move now, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
So technology permits through so many areas, moving away from doing things manually and a little bit getting to the automated area. You're applying ICT in whatever you're doing.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's quickly look at the competitive advantage that IT brings to us, or the strategic impact. So the broader topic is strategic impact. So I've even mentioned one. So how does IT or employing IT give one a competitive advantage over the other person?
Let's take, for instance, when it comes to the financial sector applying ICT. So maybe you are selling, right? And you decide not to use mobile money.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to your place to buy and the person has 200 cedis. And he show it to you, say, I don't have change. Maybe he bought something for just 50 cedis, you don't have change. What happened? The person could go away with their money because you cannot get a change, maybe all around. But imagine using mobile money. First, I accept mobile money, just instantly you get to accept it. So by just going that cashless alone, using that digital channel, that's one thing that will enable your business to grow. Unlike previous time that you need to go and change a lot of money, carry it, or even the risk of carrying money. With mobile money, you can get to see money reaching your account instantly. That's one way which is helping people. And recently you could hear Bank of Ghana even saying mobile money transactions has really increased. I mean, in 2009 when mobile money was launched, most people see it as why should my money be virtual? Just 3 years there were only 300,000 mobile money users, but as of today we have over 80 million mobile money users. So it shows you that it is something which people have come to adopt, and by just applying it, as I mentioned, let's say you are selling Gary and you accept mobile money alone, it means that people could send you money somewhere. You could even let people go and deliver it to them. And even the delivery guy that is moving from whatever you're selling Gary to wherever it's going, they'll ask for location. Sometimes you give them your GPS location, which is like technology in any way. So those are some of the areas that technology is helping businesses to strive or businesses to grow.
So even with the fact that the number of mobile money users from 2009 till now has increased, would we say that that has also increased maybe some sort of adaptation as well? That as much as, you know, we may seem to be conservative, we don't really like new things or try to incorporate technology, we are still able to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, technology adoption is always slow. It starts small and keeps on growing. I mean, those times you see people tell you, I don't like social media. It's a bad thing. I mean, to the extent that even, excuse me, like some pastors preach against it, it's a devilish incarnation. But look at what happened during COVID time. Almost every church is now moving to using social media to get the word of God out there to people. Like mobile money, as you said, at the beginning, people say like, yes, they use it to send offerings and do all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it has really increased, the adoption rate has really increased. The more people get to appreciate what technology is about, they now come to understand its uses more. Yeah.
Okay. So in this, in the strategic impact, are there any negative implications of IT on businesses?
For instance, let's just stay around the financial part of mobile money. For instance, we know people who just try to take advantage of the fact that people don't really understand how it works, and they get to defraud people. So somebody could call you, apply a little bit of social engineering on you just for you to send money to them. That's like the negative implications people have to see. And also we have instances where though mobile money people get to do cash in and cash out, we get some people who are into the merchant business who get robbed and all that kind of stuff. Those are some of the little impacts you have. And of course, recently we had an issue where our internet broke down because of some unforeseen stuff. Yes. So it really sent a lot of people down, because during that time people could not even transfer money. People who do online transaction could not transfer. You have to now resort to check cash, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, those are some of the impacts you see. But overall, when you look at the general advantages of technology on businesses, especially, it's far bigger than maybe there's little negatives you may see.
But is mobile money the only thing susceptible to the negative implications of IT in businesses, or there are other aspects of businesses that could also be negatively affected with the IT, the aspects of IT, I mean?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes now most companies are even moving to the arena of doing a little bit more of having artificial intelligence to screen people when you're applying for jobs. That's one negative area that is happening now. So when you're applying for a job and you don't have much knowledge about the whole hiring process on how HR people are now using AIs to screen for people, you may have a very good CV, you may be a very good candidate, but that AI, which has been set to look out for some keywords, can't really identify what it is in there, they throw a lot of good candidates away. So that's one negative part of too much reliance on technology. You know, those days when you send your CV, somebody will physically look at it, screen it, and say, okay, I think this candidate will be good. Let me engage the person one or two and see if we should still go with them or not. But now, most people just use artificial intelligence to screen your first stage, and they get it through a lot of people away. So that could also contribute to the reason why some people will go to school, they are good candidates, they have good results, but they keep on applying for jobs and being rejected around, which is also contributing a little bit, a lot of unemployment around. So, I mean, that's one negative side to also see. There should be a little bit of blend between relying too much on technology and also bringing a little bit of a human factor in there.
Okay, so that's, you know, most businesses are now moving to social media for advertisements, you know, digital marketing. Would you say that there are negative implications of social media on businesses as well?
I mean, that depends on the angle you look at it from. Because most businesses are moving to social media, one advantage I could see that it has really increased customer service and service provision. Why? Because these days when somebody gives you a bad service, you can easily go to social media and call them out. And because of that, businesses have become more like, they've become more careful on what they do to try and give customers a good review. Customers could give a good review. What will also happen, the negative side is that somebody who maybe doesn't have a good liking for business or want to destroy your business can put out fake stuff out there. Somebody can go to your Google reviews and give you a very negative review just by very small like issue that have happened, or maybe they deliberately want to mess up with your business. So that's also one angle to look at it. But in terms of going to social media, having a social media following that you can reach a lot of people, doing advert on social media is something which most businesses are encouraged to go. Because, for instance, let's say I go to place an advert on social media. I could target and say, okay, I want this advert that's on social media to be shown to people who are in a Greater Accra region only, or maybe in a northern region only. That is something you can do targeted. And you can even measure to see how many people have viewed that particular advert. But unlike you putting out a billboard outside, right? You can't tell me how many people that passed by on the road raise their heads to look at the billboards and all those things. So it helps you to have metrics for you to be able to measure your investment in whatever you are doing on social media or the advertising you are doing for you to improve your business growth.
Okay, so not to jump into the security aspect quickly though, but we'll come to that. But then would you also say that social media tends to jeopardize the security of businesses? Because maybe I have made it known that I'm located here, and maybe a few customers come and they see that I'm probably the only shop here susceptible to attacks or something, so they can plan to come and, you know, rob my shop or something like that. Is that something that is realistic?
They always say that when you're doing business and you don't do advert, then you are doing a business in the dark. So, I mean, unless you have specialized services that you don't want people to know what you do, then you are better not putting yourself out there on social media, or maybe having your location on Google Maps, for instance. But if it's a service you want more customers, that's where the customers are. That's where you can reach them on. So you may want to get, how do you call it, on social media so that people will get to know where you are. And I mean, when it comes to technology using, we have what we call responsible technology usage. I mean, the fact that you have social media that you can tell people about what you do on business doesn't mean that you should put everything out there on your social media. Some people will be selling, and I don't know, when they are making sales, they will do Snapchats, they will do Facebook. Yeah, today
showing the money and
business is good, or you know, those kind of stuff. You are exposing yourself, so you have to be responsible in your technology usage.
Okay. So again, on the security, let's say, you know, some people have businesses, but they run the business in their homes. Something like that, would you advise that the location of the business be also put out there?
No, I wouldn't advise. I mean, unless you want customers to be coming to your home. If not, it's not advisable. And I mean, that's one advantage. That's one thing that technology has given, especially to young people. We have people now we call the Instagram sellers.
Yes.
They don't have any physical shop anywhere, which means that it's so expensive for them to go and rent a shop and be in. But you could just have your stuff on Instagram or social media. Somebody just requests, I want to buy a scarf. You can say, where are you located? Get it delivered to you. The person pays you for more money. This has enabled business. Imagine we don't have such medium. The unemployment rate that we have, the numbers we are seeing now will be more, because, I mean, with technology, that has enabled people to go to have shops without physical shops. I mean, if the person is having, let's say, 1,000 items that they've been selling, and now they realize the demand is high, and they want to increase it to 2,000. There's no need to go and get any physical space and expand the physical space. You just have to simply add more orders to whatever you have. And people even have online shops. So you could see now most shops are now moving from the fact that aside the physical shops, they are also going to online because of the convenience it gives people. Some people don't want to even drive to shops to go and do some basic things which they could get at home. So during December, especially when there's a lot of traffic in town, that's why you see the Malcolm, the Palace Mall promoting their online shops, because people could just sit at the comfort of their own home and get to order stuff and get it delivered to them. So, I mean, if you are selling something that is not like in your home and you don't want people to know where you are, I wouldn't advise you to put those things out there. But when you look at the flip side, technology enables everybody to become like a seller or becomes a shop using social media.
So with that also, another flip side of it is the susceptibility to being scammed, because you cannot find this shop anywhere in town, and they've taken your money, they've blocked you everywhere, and you've spent a whole lot hoping to have gotten a service rendered or an item purchased. How do we navigate something like that then?
Yeah, so the responsible tech use also applies both ways, not just to the seller, but to the consumer as well. I mean, you can't go online and see somebody selling a Picanto and tell you it's 5,000 cedis. You say, yes, I've got a very good deal on Picanto, I want to buy it. I mean, how greedy can you be looking at everything? You go online, you see somebody selling, like, let's say even people putting out their houses there for rent. You see a very plush bedroom house in a very like luxurious area. It's just 1,000 cedis a month, and you'll be like, yes, I want to do it. You want to pay for the person. You have to also be responsible. You have to follow up on some of these things. And for defrauding people and fraudsters, they are everywhere. I mean, even in the advanced countries where they use technology a lot, there are people who try to prey on people's ignorance. And that's the reason why I always encourage digital literacy. I mean, once in a while, just try and learn and know what people are doing about digital. And it shows like this, I mean, help people to understand that this is what tech is about. It's not always the positive. There could be negative side of it, and you have to be more responsible in whatever you do.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's come quickly to the financial implications. How does IT bring in more revenue to a business?
Yeah, I mean, the example I gave earlier about you selling and the fact that maybe you may not have a lot of change. I mean, at the end of the day, if people come to your, let's say there are 2 stores together, I come to you, I bring cash, you say you don't have change. That transaction could not go on. But so far as you accept more money, I could say, okay, let's do more. Okay. And what I've also realized in most cases, or some people's experience, they tell me they prefer to take more even than cash, because sometimes when you're about to pay them for Momo, they thought they add the charges. Yes. So people who add the charges, that will be a little bit 1 cedi more or 2 cedi more, and that helps their business more. Unlike when you're taking cash, that people will take it away. Also, when you do stuff like social media to expose your business, it means your business is seen by a lot of people, and more people get to patronize your business. So that also gets to increase your revenue. Okay. Yeah.
So let's say someone is starting a business, and with digitalization and IT and everything in this world, they need to sort of build a brand. But building the brand too seems to be a little cost intensive. Developing maybe their posters, their logos, social media accounts, managing it and all of that. Would that be a bit of a financial impact, a negative financial impact?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you want it to be done. Okay. So I always advise that, sometimes somebody wants to have something online, build a brand, and you say, yeah, I want that my social media page should be like maybe number of likes, like how MTN is. Yes. Like I want it to be like this. I want you to have this kind of photography and things, all that. All those things are cost intensive. They involve a lot of cost. I mean, depends on how you budget for it to be. But be rest assured that you will reap the returns on investment later on, though it may be long. If you're a small business, you're starting up, I advise that start small. I mean, you have the most powerful camera in your pocket. That's your smartphone, which now have got higher megapixels. And the same way we adopt technology in our businesses should be the same way as I always use the analogy of your child growing up. I mean, you can say you want to give birth to a child, and instantly when a child grows, they become a that you keep on sending them around. It starts from somewhere, start from the conception stage. So when you're conceiving your technology application, just use the same principle. What do I want to achieve? How do I want it to be? So, okay, I want to be able to sell all my products online, solely online, and I want to reach this number of people within this particular number of months. So you plan that way. You don't start and say, okay, I want to reach 1 million people. Then you start first, then you start putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into boosting your brand for it to be seen. It will not seem organic. You have to grow organically. Like you can't have a small child here and give them a lot of lactogen and expect them to grow as fast. It has to grow organically. Same applies to applying technology in your business growth. You have to start gradually and grow it based on that. And in fact, as you are growing and your revenue is increasing, you can then have the confidence to put in more money to grow or everything you're applying to technology. So you can start small. Start by doing your logo. Okay. That's people get to know, do like good brand, and concentrate on your customer experience, because it is by you giving people good customer service and also interacting with them well on social media that will get them to refer more of their friends. And at the end of the day, it gets to grow your business more. So if you want to get into applying technology, maybe sometimes you want to do, some people tell you, I want to build a website. I want to build a mobile app. I want to get to digital marketing. You just have to evaluate your business. Sometimes you don't need a website, you don't need a mobile app. All you need is to have a social media presence and grow your brand from there. Sometimes maybe you need a website, but you don't need a mobile application. You just need a website and your digital market and your social media or digital marketing to be done. So you need to evaluate your business, have a plan for what you want to achieve, and grow gradually. With that, you see that it becomes cheaper for you.
Okay. So with that, as you're saying, you should start small. What would you advise should be the percentage cost, as like in contrast with the revenue, or what percentage of the revenue should be? Would you advise that somebody starting a business or someone who has a business and wants to grow it online should use for building their brand, employing IT into the business?
It also depends on, as I mentioned, how you want your business plan, how you want businesses to grow. Now, you can start a business in 2024 and see digital marketing or applying technology as an afterthought. Okay. I mean, that's what happens. People do everything when they finish, okay, I want a website. Let's go and get somebody who do a very cheap website for us. I mean, the way you invest in, it should be as part of your starting capital for your business. Okay. You can consider it to be the same way you spend on your rent. Because at the end of the day, that you get to get a place and you're renting, it's the same importance you should invest into having your digital presence.
Okay.
Because you want people to see you and see that you are a genuine business. I mean, some people have a very flashy shop. You go inside, the first thing about do is go and check on Google to see how people are talking about your business, or check on social media, see how people are talking about your business. I mean, you have to give the same, almost equal amount of investment to how you invest in your shop space or your office space to how you do on your digital, because they all go together.
Okay.
I mean, and businesses are now running. Somebody can come to your website or your social media on a Saturday that will want a business done. So that gives you a lead that maybe if you don't even work during the weekends, you have a lead that's on the Monday you can attend to that customer. But if you don't invest into it, you don't have channels, you don't have ways for it to be automated, that you get alerts when somebody wants to reach you out. Like now, if you're using simple WhatsApp business account alone and automating things, somebody wants a particular thing, you could automate it by sending them the product catalog you have. You could let them know that, oh, I don't open at this particular time, this is the time I open, this is what I need to do. Just investing in that one alone. Somebody will say, okay, I only use here because I want to do Momo.
Yeah.
But investing into a good smartphone that can enable you to do a lot of things, take good pictures of your product that you can really put online. That's an investment you should have on equal level as maybe you going to get an office space and renting it.
Okay, okay. So how do we employ IT to measure, revenue metrics, all those analytics that we need to do for our business? If you can give us a little details on that.
One example would be maybe you using an ERP on an accounting system. So ERP.
Some of us don't know what ERP is.
Yes, so it's just basically, usually now when you are doing stuff, you may have a notebook that you record inside. Okay, I have 50 Milo on the shelf, I have 20 this on the shelf and all that kind of stuff. You record in the book. Now by taking it onto an online medium, it could even be a simple Excel sheet.
Okay.
Or like having a simple online stuff. So when you can go online, you can Google out free ERP systems. You can just have that. Keep all your stock inside. Be able to record accounting systems. That helps you. So for instance, you could see that, oh, when I put Milo on the shelf, during August, it gets finished early. But in a book, it's for you to flip all the way to August and go and see all those things. It gets finished early. Why? Because maybe August, people are going to school. So that's when a lot of stock are done.
Yeah.
So in that, you have that in mind and you gauge what is the cost of the Milo I bought during the month of August. When did I stock it? You know the price. That helps you to plan. And you know that, yes, I can stock the Milo because I realize usually it gets increased in the month of July. Let me buy a lot of Milo in June, stock it down for August time to maximize my profit. How do you get to know all this? And because you use an enterprise resource planning software that helps you to track your finances, helps you to track your accounting, helps you to track how your business is doing. So you could even see that, okay, I have this particular item in stock, maybe a particular biscuit brand. It's been in stock for a very long time and it's nearing expiry. What do I need to do? I mean, this biscuit brand is not being bought anymore. The next time I want to restock, I wouldn't buy this brand. Having even expiry by your products, which is in your ERP system, can even help you to always be compliant, because as you mentioned earlier, social media, somebody comes to your shop, come to buy a product and realize that this product has expired.
Yeah.
They put on social media, hey, this shop, when you go there, their products are all expired products. I mean, that sort of gives you a negative brand image and diminishes your brand. But investing into a simple ERP system or an accounting system that gets to record some of these things helps you to track your business. You know how your business is growing, you know how your business growth and things are all going.
Okay, yes. Okay. So, yes, you mentioned spreadsheets, but are there other apps that we can use or systems that we can use aside the spreadsheets?
Yeah, there are a lot of free applications. I mean, you can just go to Google and Google at free enterprise resource planning. One common one which is being used by most people is called ERP Next. That's even big companies use it. Very comprehensive. You can go through it. And there's also Odoo. ODOO, which people use for accounting systems, also plan their stuff. Even when you have a shop, you can use Odoo as part of your POS system that's keep all your stock when people are buying the receipt that is printed out for them and all those things. It helps you to track, to know all these things. And I mean, one business area too, let's say you are into taxi, ride hailing, you can just subscribe to any of the ride hailing service like Uber, Bolt, Yango and all that. What helps you that you're able to track, know that I've been buying fuel into my taxi, right? How when I buy fuel, say 500 cedis, how many distance do I travel? How much do I make? It helps you to track. It helps you to know how your money is going, how things are going for you to plan.
Okay. So with the rate of literacy in the country is pretty low, how do we sort of navigate or balance the low literacy rate and learning or incorporating digitalization into our businesses?
The good thing with technology is that it's not always about you being English literate that you can use technology. I mean, for instance, people use WhatsApp to communicate and do a lot of stuff. You can even send a simple voice note. Those times when maybe some people want to receive remittance from outside, all they need to do is that there are people who send them maybe money order by post. They have to take it now, go to the bank, go and fill out of paperwork for them to get. Or you have to take some particular number, go to Western Union, they'll give you a passcode that you need to write it out and all that. With how technology has now become, if your son or your daughter abroad want to send you money, just let your mother get a mobile money account. Instantly money comes into it. And that's very easy to operate even with the low-level mobile phones. So, I mean, yes, it's good for us to get more people to be educated, but we also need to balance that with digital literacy. I mean, somebody could be a professor but may have limited knowledge in a particular field of ICT. And some people also have this fear of technology. Some people will tell you that, oh, me, I'm BBC, I'm born before computers. So I don't deal in this ICT kind of stuff. But you just have to let them know that even you going to send an email alone, you're applying technology in whatever you're doing. Instead of you sending a letter, going to the post office and saying that, just send an email with an attachment. You could get people to be done. So I think programs like what you are doing on Cocoa Digest now is a way of letting people sensitize them, giving them that digital literacy, that it is not something that is very fearful, that you can't do it.
It's pretty simple.
You just have to get yourself into it and you are able to do that.
Okay, so with social media, I know some of the tips and tricks are maybe getting a very catchy caption, using a hashtag and something like this. But somebody who's semi-literate or an illiterate who has a business, wants to put it on social media, how then do they, bridge that gap where they can find, or they'll be able to, I mean, some people will say let their children do it, but then that is not the whole population of business owners. There are certain people who are alone. They've learned one or two things, but being able to type one or two things to add to their photo or their video to advertise it is a problem. How then do we bridge something like that?
One thing you can do, social media, also that even WhatsApp is a social media platform. And most of us have been receiving our aunties and our grandmothers that we just keep on forwarding voice note to us, something somebody has said. It's simple. So far as you can take a picture of your product, you can just take a picture and put it in a group that you belong to and add a voice note to it in a local language, saying, hey, I sell like a bag of olong, a bag of gari. This is how much it goes for. It's very fresh, done from the village. You can get it delivered to you in Accra anywhere. Just drop your number. Just voice note alone. People will reach out to you and get that to be done. But when you get to a more like specialized, nuanced areas of maybe Instagram or even doing stuff on Facebook or even trying to do TikTok, because now TikTok people doing dances and all those things, trying to promote their product. That's why some people have now. That's the other thing. Social media has brought us a different form of employment. Influencers. There are people that will get out of school and all they thought they want to be YouTubers, they want to just be influencers. For them, their job that they've catch out is how to promote some of your products. So you may not be able to do everything, but as you said, maybe your son or your daughter is in a house, they could help you. You could let them show you some basic things to do. I mean, you may not be able to do it as creative as they would have done because they are like the new generation. They understand some of those things, but they could tell you how to respond to people, how to manage your finances. At least when they put those things out there, just check and see, okay, my son didn't put his personal mobile money on the WhatsApp. That's all the funds we channel to them. Some of these things you can check through yourself and get to understand. Just a little bit of time and investment in them.
Thank you so much. It's getting very interesting here. It's getting very informative and educative. We'll be taking a quick break. Don't forget to send in your comments, your questions to our WhatsApp number displayed on your screen or onto our live stream on YouTube and on Facebook as well. We will be right back to learn more about the impact of IT on business.
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
I want to take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
You're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we are having our main discussion. We are talking about the impact of IT on businesses here in Ghana, and we are talking with Mr. Divine Pupulampu, who is a software engineer and also a digital marketer. He's well versed in the field of technology. So yes, back to what we were talking about. Let's discuss the security issues, risks associated with employing IT in our businesses. So what are some of the risks we are likely to face?
Sometimes you can get cyber attacks.
Okay.
And we look at it from the angle of, say you have your physical shop and you deal in a lot of high-level transactions, you would definitely have a security man sitting in front of there to check people who are coming, just to be sure. Sometimes you even employ police personnel if you're a bank. That's what happens again in employing technology into your stuff. You have a website, you need to get people who are versed in that. So we call them more like a digital security men.
Okay.
They check to see if your IT systems, your things you are done are all okay. They are not porous. I mean, even if you have a physical shop in itself and you decide that I don't want to employ people sitting physically in front of the shop, but I want to have CCTV cameras where I can remotely monitor and see what is happening. You are again employing technology into that. But know that CCTV camera could also be hacked. I mean, how can that happen? When the person identifies the source of your CCTV, they can cut the feed off. Or if you don't have a backup power supply for that, and they cut your main power supply off, it's off, they could get access to your premises. So those are some of the things to mitigate against technology attack or cyber attacks. You need to get people who understand this kind of cyber security protocols. Even when you have social media, I always advise people, if they have their WhatsApp, do you have two-factor authentication on? If yes or no. That's just a simple ways of you using an extra layer of protection against your social media. So some of us sell on WhatsApp because we have WhatsApp business where we have our catalog and everything on there. We sell on Facebook, on Facebook where we have our products and things listed. We chat with people, inbox, people send us money and all that. People see that your business is booming. And there's this trend where when business is going on well and people are WhatsApping you, giving you good reviews and even telling you how much more product they'll buy. People screenshot that and put it on Instagram. Someone will just be lurking around and just be seeing that, yes, so you saw this product, the product is worth 20 cedis. And I can see this client alone bought like 50 of that product. So you have this much of money. How do I get access to your account and also defraud people using your account so they can send me money in the long run? So with this, you have to have two-factor authentication. They are hidden stuff in their social media apps that gives the extra level of security. So if you are selling on Instagram, Facebook, for instance, just make sure you go to your settings and go to the security area and tighten up your security a little bit. That helps you to avoid some of these cyber security attacks. Do you have a website? You need to get somebody who is vested in cyber security to do what we call pen testing. They try and penetrate your website or your mobile application to see if loopholes they could identify to help you patch them. So that's what it is. I mean, with technology, you see some things working all right, but you have to invest in continuous maintenance. And that's one thing that I see most people, they say, okay, I have a website, I have a social media page, and then just go and sleep. You have to do continuous maintenance. Just like you can't have a shop that you are selling, and every day you come to the shop, you don't even sweep the shop, you don't do any maintenance, and you think everything will go on well. It's the same principle applies to technology. At the end of the day, just make sure that you get people to update your website for you to be sure there are no vulnerabilities. I mean, WhatsApp is working very fine, but you can see that sometimes you get WhatsApp updates. Your mobile OS is working very fine, but either Android or Apple will send you an update. Why? Because they want to do improvement, and you need to always improve. As I mentioned earlier, when adopting technology, you have to be continuous improvement. So you don't just do it and invest once and say that is what it is. At the end of the day, you realize that you spend a lot of money in your initial investment. When it comes to maintenance, then you are reluctant to do it, and everything keeps on crumbling down, and you feel like tech doesn't help me. Yes, so
so even though you mentioned the two-factor authentication, I wanted to ask about measuring the effectiveness of, disaster recovery plans. So if you can give us a few ways we can input that into our business, disaster recovery. I think the conversation was already going there, so let's just...
so I mean, when you talk about disaster recovery, maybe when something unforeseen happens to your business, what backup do you have to rely on? So if you are talking about the physical world, like as I said, let's say you record all your transactions in the book and ledger, and there's a fire outbreak. What happens? That means all your records are burnt out. But if you have something in the cloud, or you have something, a spreadsheet on your computer, where you record all these things, at the end of the day, it's advisable you either email it to yourself to keep in your email, or you keep it in the cloud storage, like Google Drive, a Dropbox. What happens is if your physical copy on your computer, your machine crashes, somebody gets to steal your device, at the end of the day, you have all your items in the cloud. I mean, there was one bad thing that happened to me 2 years ago. I was working whilst my friend was driving, and I got a crash. My machine totally collapsed. But because every day I have all my stuff in the cloud, I just got a new machine and I got everything back. Imagine you don't keep things in the cloud. I would have lost all the data I have. So sometimes somebody will tell that I'm using Google Drive, it's getting full, I don't want to pay for it. Think about it, just paying 2 terabytes worth of storage space to keep a lot of things in the cloud. It's like 450 cedis a whole year. I mean, think about the loss that will come to you if you have a lot of information that you keep and you don't store it in the cloud.
Okay.
So, I mean, you have to think about all these things in the backup for your business.
Okay, so you've been mentioning cloud, but for the sake of some of our viewers who are not tech savvy, what is the cloud?
So it's simply a service online where you get to keep your information there.
Okay.
That you can always access it anywhere, anytime.
Okay.
So even if you have products of your services, you take pictures of all the products or the various products you have and keep on posting them on social media. In a way, you are backing up your pictures on Facebook or on Instagram. Assuming the phone you are using today, the phone is stolen or it falls in water or it crashes or anything, you know, you can go back to Facebook, get to download those images you stored earlier and get access to it.
Okay.
Or in your email, in your Google Drive, when you keep all those photos and videos in that particular online storage, you can always access it. You can share with people. You can move to any country at all. So far as you can log into that internet medium, you get access to all your information.
Okay, so the cloud is basically like some sort of suitcase online. Yes, a digital suitcase that you can pack all your valuables.
Exactly.
Okay, so with the security again, how are we, I mean, there's two-factor authentication, but are there any other things we need to know that the apps provide for us that we can use for our security?
Almost every application has got their own security protocols and whatever they use. But one thing to also advise is that you, the human being, are the first form of defense. So a company may be using, we have a computer that we use to record our leisure and stuff all around. You need to know that when you input a USB pen drive into your device and that drive is taken from somewhere and infested, it can mess up your computer. Virus can get into your computer and destroy your information that's on your computer. Some, they call it a ransomware, where they hijack your whole device, ask you to pay before they are able to unlock it for you.
Okay.
So you, the human being, you are your first form of defense. You just don't allow anybody to put any drive inside. And most companies have principles where, though they give you a computer, you can't put anything into it. They have principles where you can't install any application on your device. You can't go to any website at all that you want to go to. Those are some of the things to mitigate against one of these cyber security attacks and all that. And some people will be browsing online. They get to go to websites and get to download things. Like somebody want to watch a movie, they Google it online, they go to some sites, you realize that the site has a lot of pirated websites, get to download applications onto your computer. Sometimes you say, okay, press this to win $1 million. Then as I said, like, you just have to be responsive. When you click on that, it downloads an application that gets to install, and you have a lot of viruses and things that are worrying you. So that's one clear, safe way for you to do it. If the thing looks too good to be true online, I mean, just back off. You're not too sure. Just let it go.
So we have a question here, and it says, how frequently are security audits and pen testing conducted?
It always depends on, I mean, sometimes companies that are on a particular ISO standard, there are rules on how frequently you should do it.
Okay.
But, I mean, based on how you have your IT system set up, some people even do pen testing every day.
Okay.
Depends on what system you have. Or they have system that gets to check and mitigate against attacks. If you are using a website, there's a service that people subscribe to, something like Immunify 360, that gets to check your website every single time, seeing people coming up with fictitious login details wherever they are coming from. It gets to do that. So it depends on the kind of business you are doing, but it's always advisable that just like maybe your security man will do a sweep around your premises at a particular point in time in the business you have, you should always sort of check your system to see if they are doing well. Check your email. Are you getting a lot of fictitious email? What may happen? Did I expose my password somewhere, or that kind of stuff? And always try to use strong passwords. Like, don't try to use the same password all across. I mean, people are fine, so I'll forget. So they just use the same password all across. Have a way of recording your passwords so that you use different passwords for different places. There are even password managers that you can subscribe to. So they manage your password for you. So even Google Chrome, when you're using it, has password manager inbuilt. There's also what we call LastPass and some other password managers. It helps you to manage it. So you're able to set strong passwords and even have policies. Sometimes once every 3 months, it reminds you change your password. Just so you are safe. Some of all these things should be part of your security audit and things you do.
But somebody too could say that, my business is not that serious that I have to be doing all of these, doing so much just to protect myself. So what would you say to somebody like that?
Then give me your phone PIN code. If it's not serious, give me your phone PIN code. You know, people will say that, but can you give me your password? They'll say no. Because no matter how you look at it, you need a way to protect yourself. I mean, you can't tell me, oh, I don't have anything much, so when you get to your house, you open your door ajar.
No, yeah.
Yes, so that's one thing you need to also consider. You have to take that seriously. Don't just underestimate, unless maybe you don't have it in mind that your business is going to grow. So far as you have that, your business is going to grow and you get to achieve whatever it is. Take your security and things serious. The more you do, it becomes a part and habit of you. That helps you to grow and become the big companies you all see around.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at the future, with our AI and those things, what does the future look like for us?
Well, AI is like a big buzzword now, mostly popularized by the generative models like ChatGPT and all that. But AI has always been with us for a very long time. Like as I was saying, if you put your stuff in an ERP and it's able to alert you and tell you that you are running low on your stock of Milo you have in your shop, that's like an artificial intelligence. It's telling you that yes, you have this number of items in stock, you're running low, you get to do it. But now, in the past 2 years, we have gone to what we call the generative AI models, where people have, tech systems have a lot of information now that they're able to do a more precise and accurate predictions, do more advanced machine learning and stuff, that because also processes and things have become faster. And we are moving toward that particular arena. You can employ artificial intelligence in your business, for instance, in terms of customer experience and how you respond to queries. You can use a simple chatbot on Facebook Messenger to automate your queries. So you realize that a lot of people, when they come to ask about your product, they have a particular line of questions they ask you all the time.
Okay.
You could automate that and say, okay, when you come, the bot will ask you, what do you want? How would I serve you? And give automated stuff. So you can just go and sleep and your shop is sort of running 24/7 and things are going on with you. That's one area is going. So you just have to see how to apply artificial intelligence in your particular line of business, and you get to employ it. That will help you.
But with the chatbots thing that you mentioned, some people may say, "Oh, I want to give my customers. I don't want to make it too artificial. I want to give them that human feeling where they are interacting with the person. So we may even build a relationship, because I'm sure there have been certain online businesses where customers become friends with the person selling. So something like that. How do you balance having your automated?
Yeah, so you can balance it by saying, okay, you close your work at 6 p.m. That's when you normally close whatever you do. But let your bot take over from, let's say, 6 p.m. to 5 a.m., that kind of stuff, so that they do most automated queries. So you see, even on WhatsApp Business, it has the option to tell you to set your business hours. Okay. When somebody tries to reach you outside your business hours, that automated prompts come in, and it gives you how to even customize it for people to know. So it's not like somebody sends you a hi and say, this guy, he doesn't respond to messages fast and all that kind of stuff. That could also drive people away. But knowing that, sending them that automated query that, hey, our business is closed for today, or we are currently having some renovation, but you can leave a message by here or click on this particular link to see more about our product. That's also a way of trying to keep customers alive. Then at the end of the day, you get to talk to them. It even helps you in a way. The AI also helps in a way to sieve out people who are serious customers. You know, there are people who just go, how much is it, without even wanting to purchase it. So if you say you want to be responding to every single person and getting through without sieving them out, you get one out. So it helps you to sieve out people in a way before you do your personal interaction with them.
Okay. So because of time, I think we will need you back so that we talk more about the human capital and skill sets, and even the challenges that we face with IT. But then, as we are about to wrap up, what would you like to tell the general public about incorporating IT into their business?
Yeah, and I'll just end by saying by going back to how I started. Information communication technology is all around us. It's just by you applying technology in your business like you do. So if you're a farmer and you're applying a tractor, you're applying technology. If you're a farmer, you're applying a drone to spray your farm. And then you walking and having those things, you're applying technology. If you are a pastor and you are streaming the word of God out there for people to get to change to Christ, you are applying technology. If you are somebody who sells Gary and you are using electronic skill, you are applying technology. If you are somebody who doesn't have a shop at all, you are on social media selling, you are applying technology. So no matter what you do, know that tech is around us and you can't run away from it. There was an era where people used to ride horses and they move on to people riding some kind of abongo, cholole and all those things. Now we've moved to an era where people are having sophisticated cars and all that. Same is applying to the world of technology. Businesses have moved from just doing things like how you know to technology, and it's going to be there for a very long time. So start adopting that in your business, and that will help your business to grow. Adopt things like cashless payments, like mobile money, even try to get POS systems and all that. And that will help your business to grow and be relevant in these modern times.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have a last minute question, and this is from Kendra on YouTube, and she's asking what procedures exist for reporting suspicious emails?
Yeah, so depends on how you set up. So for instance, if it's an organizational email setup, I know most IT companies have IT policies for you to report that this email is suspicious. Normally also, most of the email clients like Google, Microsoft and all that, as soon as you get an email, they put some in junk because they suspect based on how it comes. Now, when you go there and you go and click that this is not spam, in a way, it tells them that this is not a spam email. But if you could report in there that this is a spam email in a Google box, that's where they get to mark it and that this particular is a spam email. So you can do all that. Also, you can also report when you write a particular domain is sending emails that you realize are suspicious. You can report them in your email inbox. And that will also block those ones. Also on your smartphones, once you realize maybe it may not be email but somebody calling you, that realize that person is suspicious, you can simply tap on that and block the person.
So even I think with that, Truecaller helps us. Sometimes you get a call when Truecaller identifies the number, they usually add spam or scam or something.
It's because people keep on reporting it, and that's how come email systems also get to know which emails to put in your junk box and also to keep them. I mean, aside the reporting, they also use some principles. If you have not communicated with the person before, the person sends you some attachment which is suspicious, they get to classify that as a spam. Spam email.
Even though we decided to wrap up, I want to ask one last thing. So yes, these days there are all these digital courses coming up: digital marketing, cybersecurity, UI, UX, a whole lot. If you can advise our audience or our viewers on taking up these skills, considering the fact that this is where the world is moving, we would really appreciate something like
so
that.
These days, I mean, education has become cheap in a sense that all you need is your data. And you can use places like Coursera, Coursera.org. You can go there and learn for free from people. If you want to get into more like IT, learn different things about IT. IT is not just about, you coding or you doing digital marketing. There are people who call project managers. So, identify some people who like things to be a particular way to control people. You can become a project manager and become an IT project manager. You can also become a product manager. So all you do is, I always tell, and I see that as a fault, which is good for most Ghanaian ladies who like criticizing. Because, they want to find fault with anything. If somebody has a particular mobile application or website, you think that this should be nice, this should be this, you help shape a product to become more refined. You can start thinking about product management, getting into product management area. You're into marketing, and maybe you want to expand your skill by applying technology. You can subscribe to digital marketing tools online. You can also go to YouTube. Just go type in social media for beginners or digital marketing for beginners, product manager for beginners. You get to see a lot of resources, a lot of courses, and you could look through and see how many views people have or how many comments people have on that particular video. That will tell that, okay, this is something which is good for me to take. So, there are a lot of resources online. All you need to do is, they are just a Google search away from you. Just go and Google out free courses based on your particular area of interest. Google themselves has a free digital marketing arena. So you can just go to Google online learning courses and you take the Google learning skills place for you to get a lot of courses for yourself. Yes. So these days you can learn anything online. I always tell people that you can go to YouTube and Google out how to be a witch. Follow to the last moment to be a witch. So all you need is your data.
Okay. Thank you so much. It has been a very educative conversation, and all too soon we have to wrap up. So I would say a big thank you to you, my viewers, for watching. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you everybody that sent in their comments to our WhatsApp and our live streams on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you to our production team. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to everybody that contributed, from our driver to everyone that inputted something to make the show a success today. And of course, we will be back on Thursday morning, bright and early, and see you again. We do hope that you have an amazing week ahead. We will see you on Thursday morning. Have a blessed day.